to begin tonight's post-race meet availabilities. We are now joined by the winning owner of tonight's Wawa 250 powered by Coca-Cola, Dale Earnhardt Jr. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you as quickly as we can. We'll go ahead and start with Bob, and then we'll go to Jacob Seelman. Excuse us as we get a mic.
Zillich is running out there to
Parker
that what more can happen. But just what was that when you're seeing that scene? What's going through your mind?
I think I just wanted to come in here to say thanks to Parker, and he did such a great job. I knew when we needed some help he was such a great great opportunity for us. That he was available, and I got down from the pits and got on the pit road and was going to head down to victory lane because I knew they were going to forego the interview on front straightaway, and I saw Connor way out there. I was like, good Lord, you can't keep track of him. He's just wide open, but I think, Connors badly wants to be in the car, and it's hard for him to stand in victory lane with his car, his team, his guys. But, he's such a great sport and a professional even at this young age. Takes everything in stride. He understands the program and the process and how things, he never bucked our insisting that he needed to get out of the car as soon as possible. He never questioned that or wanted to, offer up a differing opinion. So he understands the path forward and how we need to prioritize his health over even this season. He's got an incredible career in front of him that we need to make sure he's ready for. And so, but yeah, just happy for Parker, everything that he's kind of been through in his driving career, and especially what he went through in February with the truck deal, to be able to have an opportunity to kind of celebrate and enjoy himself. And he represented us incredibly well. So just thankful for that. We had the best engines at the track tonight with Hendrick. Great pit crew. Our pit crew, I think, was +6 tonight on the 88. And pretty good strategy. I think changing drivers and all that stuff got us an opportunity to sort of do some things to be able to leapfrog and get Parker the track position he needed at the end. And he hung on to it, did a good job at the end of the race. So pretty fun to watch Parker go out there in your car and do that. And he was such a good sport, too, in the hauler around the guys, just a really positive attitude. Didn't seem very nervous about it. Even in the car during the race, just seemed very matter-of-fact and understanding of what he needed to do to try to give himself a good shot at winning the race. So just a pretty cool story.
Go to Jacob next.
Jacob Seelman, Race Face Digital. Dale, down here to your left. Before all this tonight, when you made that call first of the week, what made Parker the right guy for this job in your eyes?
Well, he's the same size. It's kind of difficult to put someone who's of differing size in the car. And he had won, he won the truck race here earlier this year. Even though he was DQ'd, he did everything right behind the wheel to put himself in a position to win that race. So I was pretty confident in his ability to get in our car and have a great night. You never really know how these things are going to play out at the end, but I felt really fortunate that he was available, and especially with, Portland right around the corner. He's pretty dang good at that racetrack as well, although I don't think that he's available for that. But he just came to the top of the list immediately for me. And I felt like, too, that it might be something that he would enjoy if everything went right, like it did tonight. Like, you just don't never expect these things to go this well. But my wife says something about the universe loves us and keeps treating us to some pretty cool things this year. But we're doing everything right somehow, some way, to be able to to fall into these opportunities and have everything work out. But pretty neat story for Parker. I'm just really happy for him. He deserves, he deserves it. He's a hard worker behind the wheel, on the broadcast side of things. He wants to be great. He wants to be a great teammate. Pleasure to work with across the board. So just, thankful that things went our way tonight, and we were able to have going to have a beer toast, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to have Parker sort of see what it's like in our building and what our culture's like and what our team's like and how we'll celebrate him in the coming weeks at the shop with the team and everything.
I did want to ask you about, as you said, the universe smiling on you guys. I'm going to count Parker in this. That's now 7 drivers that have put one of your cars in victory lane this year. I mean, you talk about dream years. Is this even more than what you and Kelly and Amy could have ever expected at this point of the year?
Well, it's just odd because, winning the race at Pocono in the crew chief role and that whole weekend, I took my kids to Hershey Park. They haven't stopped talking about it. And they can't wait to go back. They want to know when Pocono is coming back around. And so that whole weekend was magical as a family, and then to go do the work we did at the racetrack. And it sort of was one of the races that was part of the catalyst of Connor Zillich sort of understanding how to put together these races and really get himself into a great position late. And he started just, racking off awesome results and wins. So, it lifts the rest of the company. It really challenges the rest of us to work hard and the rest of the cars to do well. That's the result of tonight, being able to get our guys all in the top 5. So hopefully everything goes well through the tech line and we don't have any problems there, and we can go home smiling tonight.
Come over here to the right, and then we'll go to Wyatt and Beck.
Hey, Dale. I'm Chris Scotland with NewsDaytonaBeach.com. First of all, congratulations again. So you're no stranger to the situation of having to sit out of the car for a little bit and watch someone else drive your car, albeit your situation was considerably more serious. Did you notice any distinct similarities or differences in how Connor kind of handled that tonight versus how that journey was for you?
We told him, we pick on him, tell him that we're going to have to put in his bio that he's often injured, so that anybody trying to scout him for the Cup Series would be hesitant to pick him up, kind of like a football player. But I think he still has. He seems to have a really good handle on the perspective and patience, and he feels so foolish for how this all went down, and I can understand. He doesn't love having to sort of live that experience and discuss it, and he'd love for it to disappear and never be talked about again. But so that's kind of been tough for him, I think, is to have made felt so foolish. Even tonight, when he got in the car, he's thanking everybody and told Parker thanks for filling in for him being a dumbass. So he feels some guilt and responsibility, but he's young and has the whole world in front of him, and I think he feels, it's a different thing, I think, when you're on the other end of things and you're toward the end of your career and you're sort of having a hard time staying behind the wheel of the car. That's a little more difficult to handle, but as a young guy like him, he knows he's got the whole world in front of him and everything's going to work itself out. He's got some great people around him too, his family, his mom, his dad. He's got some good people, great team. So everybody's excited about him, so he's got some good things to help him get through moments like that.
Thanks, Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Wyatt next.
Wyatt Thompson with UNF Spinnaker Radio. Assuming the 88 passes tech, this will be Junior Motorsports' 9th win at Daytona. Tell me, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I told everybody we had a beer toast this week celebrating the Glen, and I told everybody, I said, heading into Daytona, I said, the 21 will be tough to beat. Austin Hill's incredible at this racetrack. Give him all the credit for being really talented and has a great race car. I challenged our team to try to put cars in the trailer to come down here that could compete with the best and go out there and try to win the race. And I told them, I said, Daytona is very special to the Earnhardt family, and we like to go down there and represent our family and our heritage at that racetrack. So that's never really going to change. You know, a lot of times a team may think that the draft is this great equalizer and there's no reason to really pour a ton of resources and time into the car. But I disagree. I think if you add up all these tiny little things that you think might help the car, you make the driver's job easier and you give him the confidence that the car can do what it needs to do so he can make the moves with confidence he needs to make. The driver will realize inside the car early in the race whether the car is capable or not, and he either gains a bunch of confidence or loses confidence, and then he drives differently depending on that. So, we did bring some good cars here, and there's always work to do, but I was proud of the cars we brought and the work they did to be able to put speed on the racetrack. And so pretty happy about that. Yeah, Daytona's always fun to win here, and I do. You know, if statistics are fun for me, data's fun for me, and numbers like that, you know, you try to add to the legacy and the success that we've had here.
Go to Scotty next.
Scotty Sprinkle, Raceface Digital. I got two for you, Dale. First one, like Jacob said, 7 different winners. Connor leads the points. Justin Allgaier's the defending champion. Even though Carson Kvapil hasn't won, he showed race winning speed. Late model side, Connor Hall leads the point standing for the Cars Tour. You just came off a top 10 at Anderson. All of junior motorsports seems like it's firing on full cylinders. It seems like this wave of momentum just keeps getting bigger and bigger. What's it been like watching it as the team owner and also being involved? What have you tried to do to help continue this momentum to make sure y'all don't lose it?
Well, there is a time that it will ebb and flow. It rises and falls, and we've had years where things went really well, and then you'll have another, you know, you'll come in behind that with a year where you can't really replicate that success. You just have to enjoy what's happening now and know that there'll be days when it doesn't come this easy, and that you'll have to remind yourself how hard you worked to get back to that level of success. The series competitors are always working hard to get better, and they'll find what they need to be able to go out there and win the races they want to win, and then we'll be on the other side of things trying to figure out how to beat them. It's always kind of had that turnover and churn over the course of even within a season. We're really good right now. Are we going to be great through the playoffs? You'd love to think so, but it's hard to sustain success in the garage for long periods of time. So, yeah, you just enjoy it while you can, and appreciate, you got to thank your employees for all the hard work. They're putting great race cars in the trailers every week. You got to let them know that that's the expectation. And when we're not there, you got to keep keep the morale up. Let them know that 2 or 5% that we're looking for is right around the corner. And we'll, if we keep digging, we're gonna find it. Because I think we had a year similar to this a couple years ago. We were like 17 races or something. I can't really remember. And then we kind of fell off. Even though we did win the championship with Justin, we just didn't have. We could. You're not going to have years like this every year. These are pretty special. But so it's going to come and go, and you got to be ready for when the times get difficult or the challenge gets difficult, and be ready to keep the team, keep the company pushing in the right direction, keep everybody happy.
And then second question, it's still a rumor that Connor might go full-time with Trackhouse, which would open a seat at junior. Even if he doesn't, Parker's, drive tonight, how much do you as a team owner keep an eye on that for either, hey, maybe we'll have some more races open, or if you have a car, we have rotating drivers in it, or if a seat opens up and you need a full-time guy, how much does that run tonight make you as a team owner, keep an eye on him and give him a few more phone calls? Yeah,
I hope that he gets some opportunity, and he was the first guy that I thought of, and I called the people in our business that mattered, and listed his name as the person I thought we should have, and no one said anything to nobody had a better idea. So I think that's where that should say, I suppose, where he is on our list. And, but yeah, I mean, if we can't present an opportunity for him, I hope that the phone does ring. And I know he's in a tough spot, because he is the deal that he gets would need to be good enough for him to have to pause his media career, and he's got a really good opportunity there, and so that's a tough spot to be in. This is kind of like a driver. I think Richard Boswell was in this situation one time. Richard drove our cars in the Pro Cup, and it was a moment where me and him had to sit down and have a conversation about, hey, is the driving thing really going to work out, or should you pursue this engineering career and try to root your way into the mechanical side of things? And he became a crew chief, right, and just won last week with Austin Dillon. So that was a very, very hard choice that he made, and it was heartbreaking for him to turn his back on his driving opportunity. But it was something he had to do, and Parker's sort of in that same place in life. This may present an opportunity he wants to pursue, but at some point he has to decide, right, if he got to go all in on the media side, because there's some real opportunity there for him to have some success with all the partners that we have in the Cup side and the Xfinity side as well. So some great momentum there that he needs to, there's a lot of people who want to play in that space, right? And you don't want to give up your seat there either. So that's a tough situation he's in. Yep.
Have any other questions for Dale tonight? Let's get a mic right here. End off on the other.
Terry Savston with WNDB. Connor's 18 years old. I mean, you were 23 when you had your first win, and that's a 5-year difference. And to put 6 wins in one season, I mean, this is a young man, even with the challenge of what he's gone through, it's amazing to see where he's at and what's going on. And you're lucky to have him as part of your team at this age. I mean, to pull him in and literally, as he's gone through this transition, has been impressive.
It is. You're right. Yeah. I think there's a lot of Cup owners in the garage right now wishing they'd have known about this hot secret. I didn't even know about it till this year. I mean, we saw what he did at the truck at COTA. Everybody was pretty impressed with that qualifying effort. But I raced against him in the Cars Tour at Florence a time or two, and he was all right. He run pretty good, but he's still kind of holding his oval skills, and it really just all came together in the middle of this season. We started the year, and we went to a couple races, and he overdrove the car and get the tires mad, and couldn't really make long run speed, and wouldn't be in a good spot late in the race because of how hard he drive the car and abuse the tire. And he found a groove, found a way to really kind of make pace, make speed and drive the car straight and keep the tires happy, and then he found himself with opportunities to be there at the end and win races, and his sort of evolution as an oval driver has been fascinating this year, and so it'll be a whole different ball game. He gets in the Cup Series. Now, I'm sure it's going to work out for him. If everything goes well, he's going to be fine, but that's a whole nother league in itself. But yeah, he's in a great situation, really incredible crew, HMS power under the hood, best motors in the garage. I mean, all those things are making his job easier. Marty Lindley's an incredible crew chief, and Marty Lindley knows how to make those cars handle and drive right. Got a really, really good team around him with his car chief, Pat, and all those guys. So he's just he's driving the best one. I'd say that 88 car is one of the best teams in the garage. So he's in a good spot to really, figure it out and shine. And a lot of these guys, maybe when you're young and you're driving a car that does everything right, it's easier to learn. Your learning curve is a lot quicker, I think, as opposed to some guys that don't get the chance to drive such elite equipment. It's harder for them to understand, even know what the car's capable of doing, right? And so he even said that in an interview earlier in the year. He's like, I really don't know what the car can do or what the car's capable of doing, and how much do I need to ask Marty to fix, because I'm not sure what's possible. You know, he really didn't know. But they eventually got some cars underneath him, and he's like, holy shit, okay, now I know what I need to look for. Now I know what I can ask for. Now I know what's possible. This thing flew through the corner. Now I know I can expect that and ask for it, and we can work on it and try to achieve it. So that was something, all this has happened in this course of this year, so it's been pretty fun to watch.
Take one final question from Matt Weaver.
Matt Weaver, motorsport.com. Some breaking news out of Nashville tonight that the deal with the Fairground Speedway is done, and this is a full document, so it's official. It's happening by 2027. So I'm curious, knowing you've been part of that process.
I have a hard time believing this.
Yeah, I do too, because I've been a part of a lot of that too. But right,
Yeah.
but
I got you.
which he's in favor of.
Right.
But I'm curious.
Fascinating. Hey, I'll tell you, I had no idea. I saw that tweet yesterday, I guess it was, or 2 days ago, and I text Marcus, and I'm like, don't be bullshitting, man. Let me pull my leg on this. Like, here we go again, right?
That's right.
Get everybody all excited, and then nothing. But, yeah, I guess they have been burning the highway up from Bristol to Nashville over the last couple of years, trying to get this deal going. And so, yeah, that's pretty exciting.
But I ask you though, like 27's a long way away,
Yeah.
and you said a couple of years ago that if that deal gets done, that's
As
a
long
place
as-
you want to race at.
I'll race at it as long as they don't repave it.
All right.
If they put new asphalt down, I'm out.
All right, Dale, thanks for coming in, and congrats
y'all.
on the win.
Got it warm for you.